Hello everybody, welcome back to an edition of the EcoStruxure Control Expert Training. I'm your host, Leandro Mada, and in this video what we're going to see is how we can communicate the M240 using the NOE card with another PLC, that in my case is going to be a Modicon M262 program in Machine Expert. Okay, so in the previous video we saw how to use the read and write bar function blocks in the Modicon M340 using the embedded Ethernet port. That works well, but there are always better ways to improve how we work, especially in coding. Okay, so instead of having multiple function blocks, we can use something called IOScanning that the NOE card has. Okay, so let's go to the software. Okay, so on my M262, I have these four variables, okay, located. If you want to know more about addressing on the M262 or Machine Expert, I have done a video for addressing and another one for relocation table. So you have two main areas for reading and one for writing. Okay, starting for the 60,000 and 62,000, 61,000, something, I don't remember right now, but we have those areas. So in that case, I have these two memory words for reading and these two memory words for writing. Okay, then I'm going to read this information from the NOE card. So on my side, okay, I have this NOE card. Okay, and what we need to do once we add it is to check on the channel. Here on the channel, we should be able to select the function. By default, is in none. So as soon as you select this in ETH TCP IP, here just need to select the net link. Okay, by default it's going to be no link, so we need to create a link and then add it. So here, if you go to communication networks, right click new network, select Ethernet, and then select the name that you want to. In my case, it's going to be Ethernet underscore NOE. And here inside, you just have the security, I enable, the IP configuration, and enable it. Okay, and here you just have the module address 0.2.0. So we can use this information also to access to, for example, to the read bar in case we want to, and change this one that we have used before for function block state the IOScanning in case we want to. Okay, now here we have this feature called IOScanning. So if you select yes, it will add this table. In this table, what we need to do is to put the IP address of the equipment. In my case, it's going to be the M262 device that I want to exchange information to. Okay, here we just need to specify the unit ID, which defaults to 251 on this line. And here we just need to define from the read area, which is going to be the initial position and how many registers do I want to, similar to the read and write bar. Okay, so here I'm going to select the position 10, two positions because I'm going to read the MW10 and MW11. Okay, then for writing it's going to be 20, writing for the 20, MW20 and MW21. That's why I have these two. Then what we need to do is check here the zones. This zones is where the information that I read and writing is going to be taken or located then. Okay, so for by default everything came 0, 0. So if you try to compile that, you will see there's going to be an overlapping. Okay, so I have already defined 100 and 200 for reading and writing. Now it's important to understand that we have a limitation of memory words on the M340. So we need to double check that the area that we're going to read to locate the data is inside this. Okay, if you put, I don't know, in this particular case you put 2000, that doesn't exist or it's not configured yet. Okay, so you need to double check that out. So after you have configured this and download to the equipment, you should be able to communicate to the device. Okay, so just validate this, click over here, compile everything, then assign here that network link. Okay, and that they should be able to read information. Now, if you want to use this in your code in an easy way, then you probably need to create some variables. as I have done here, okay, create 4 variables, M262 underscore MW10 up to 21, okay, and here in the address is where it's linked to the address from the IOScanner, 100, 101, 200, 201. So now I'm going to connect. I believe I already downloaded this to the controller. It's going to be the same. So if you create a new animation table, should be able to read something from here. You can see I'm reading the information that I want to from this device. Okay, so if I change to 144, read information, then if I write something here, 111, it's writing that here, and then I'm going to write here 222, 222. There we go. It's writing information. So you can see it's very straightforward, the communication with the NOE in this case. In this case, I'm using NOE 0110, but it's going to be the same for 0100 and 0100. Okay. This is very straightforward how you communicate. Okay. The only thing is that you will probably need to create your variables. So you have a syntax or a variable syntax in order to see the code, instead of having the MW something in just code spread. Okay, that's the only thing. But it's very straightforward compared with the embedded Ethernet or the read and write bar that you can still use on this if you use the read and write bar using the ADDM. You just need to change this position to use the Ethernet underscore NOE or 0 something 0, depending on where it's located in your rack. Okay, but it's very straightforward. Okay, so this is how you can communicate from the M340 using the NOE card to, in this particular case, to M260 and M262, M251 and 241 programming machine expert. Okay, so it's very straightforward using the IOScanner. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I see you on the next one.